Big news today, what everybody's talking about in America, sports-wise, is the suspensions being doled out to the Giants reliever Hunter Strickland, who got 6 games, and then Bryce Harper for the Washington Nationals got 4 games because of their bench clearing brawl a couple of days ago. And whenever this thing happens, man, we inevitably go back to the beginning, to my basic thoughts on hitting somebody in baseball and these so-called unwritten rules, man. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable that in 2017 that there's a rule that's not even written, that if you don't like the way somebody's done you or somebody hit a home run off you or you think that they showboated against you, as a matter of fact, we got kind of the 5 biggest unwritten rules of baseball that we're going to kind of discuss a little bit here today as well. It's unbelievable that you can take a baseball, which is a weapon, and hit a person with it. That's right. That's right. Where I come from, man, you hit me with a baseball, we're going to fight. It's as simple as that. In a baseball, I don't know if you've ever been hit before. I've been hit by a baseball before. It's not a pleasant feeling. And to see these guys still do these things, and allegedly this whole incident happened because of something that went down like 3 years ago in the postseason, like in 2014, I think it was, between these same 2 teams. Bryce Harper went deep on this guy twice, and 2.5 years, almost 3 years have passed by, and Hunter Strickland just hadn't forgot the shit. It's unbelievable. And so baseball giving out some suspensions. Once again, 6 games for Hunter Strickland and 4 games for Bryce Harper. And we'll talk more about the details of that, and then we'll get into all of that conversation about baseball's unwritten rules. But it's just absolutely crazy to me, man. It's absolutely crazy to me. And I always talk about how baseball has really lost a lot of its shine over the years. And I like baseball. I mean, it's cool. It's not my favorite sport in the world. Obviously, if I had to rank them, football would be number 1. I'd actually put boxing as my second favorite sport of all time. Or maybe third behind basketball. So first you'd have football, obviously. That could be college or pro. And then second you'd have the NBA. And then you have boxing. I love me some boxing. So I like baseball, man, but it's just crazy. And I think that a large part of why baseball has lost a lot of its luster is because of simple, crazy stuff like this. Like, we just don't get it. This ain't 1940, and even in 1940 when you had these crazy little unwritten rules, it's still silly. Now, it's funny because, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, it's funny because I'm a type guy that do love traditions. Not just traditions in sports, but traditions, period. We always get into these little debates with me and my fraternity brothers, my chapter brothers, about how things are supposed to be done. And the young boys want to come through and they want to add a little, their flair onto it. And they want to change things. And I'm a cat that likes the way that we used to do it. Is the way that they did it 30 years before me and the way they did it 50 years before me. So I like that type of thing. But it's funny, in baseball, man, I just don't get it. And I think a large part of that is because you're talking about inflicting pain on somebody else for some stupid shit. Right. I am a guy that loves tradition. I do. But this whole unwritten rules in baseball, and I'm going to hit you. And if you saw the video, and I'm sure most of you have seen it because you're sports fans, if you saw the video, man, the shot that Bryce Harper took on the hip, it was square on his bone, his hip bone. Like the hip bone connected to the leg bone, that bone. I mean, he was hit square in that, and it made a loud-ass pink. Like it hit straight bone, and it was a fastball. And no, I'm not playing that game. You hit me with a ball, we gonna fight. And that's what happened. That's clearly what happened. But I think that baseball has kind of gone down as far as relevance in comparison. Clearly, the number 1 sport in this country, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I mean, it's not even a question. Clearly, the number 1 sport in this country is football, is overtaking baseball by a lot. over the last, 30 years. So I'm 47 years old, and I remember as a little kid, baseball was America's pastime. I mean, it was, I think most people regarded baseball as the number one sport. But that's not even a question right now as far as what's the most popular sport in America. I think if you took a poll, and I probably should have looked this up, but if you take a poll and you look at whatever studies of people and giving their thoughts about the most popular sports, number one would no doubtly be the NFL. I said it a couple days ago. I love college football. Like, my number one thing to watch sports-wise is college football, period. I just like the pageantry of it. I love the fact that there's a lot of hometown, home state support of the individual teams. If you got the University of Georgia, usually their fans, the base of their fans, the large majority of their fans are from that state. Same thing with Clemson in the state of South Carolina. So you got a lot of rooting interest. And a lot of times it's families, and they've rooted for this particular team throughout the history of that particular family. So that one generation follows and another generation. So I think that's real cool. And the pageantry of college football, the bands and all of that, I love college football. But then the NFL, it's probably number one. It's, once again, number two right behind college football for me. Then you got basketball as far as the spectator sport. It's probably, if you went numbers-wise, probably baseball is probably still ahead of basketball because of the amount of people that go to basketball games. You're talking between 15 and like 18,000 fans that you could have at these arenas in the NBA. Then college basketball, once again, I said I love boxing, but baseball has really slipped. They don't like you to have fun. And that's one of those other unwritten rules. Like, baseball has an unwritten rule that they don't want you to be excited. They don't want you to have fun. They don't want you to have a little swag about yourself. They want you to be monotone. They don't play no rap music between the innings. They don't do none of that. Right. This is 2017. What sport doesn't play a little bit of rap music throughout the game? Baseball. That's right. Baseball. They lost in like yesteryear. And they better get with it. They better get with it. I'm telling you, they better get with it, man. But it is what it is. I don't get it. When we start doing when we do this show tomorrow and Friday, and if we are to do the show any longer, we'll talk more Braves. As I mentioned yesterday, they're really focused on Atlanta sports talk. So it'll be more Atlanta Braves talk. It'll be more Atlanta Hawks talk, Atlanta Falcons talk, or whatever. We'll still get in, the national stories and whatnot. But, I mean, we will do a lot more of that than we normally do here on the Doug Stewart Show. And it is what it is. But it's always strange to me whenever we have these baseball conversations. The season is so damn long. It's hot as hell. I haven't even been to SunTrust Park yet. Keep saying that I'm going to go to the new Brave Stadium here in Cobb County. And looking forward to going to see that, man. But it's just baseball. They got a lot of little things. They need to bring in like a person that can give them an image makeover. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's done a little focus groups, and they've done studies, and they found out what the millennials like a little bit more, so they can make it more viable and more fun. The older cats that have been in the game for a long, long time wouldn't like it, but they need to do something. When you still got cats getting hit from a game from 2 years ago, you don't play no damn rap music. You need a makeover. You need a makeover. So once again, we'll get into that coming up from the break a little bit more in the detail, and I'll get your thoughts. I'll get your reaction in the chat room on Spreaker.com. Lord have mercy. Griff, let me click on your picture here, your profile pic. Thank you, Griff. I do love me some mammary glands. Yes, sir. Thank you, Griff. Oh, Mocha Bella got her mammary glands out, too. Thank you, Mocha. Shouts out to Cedric Galloway in the chat room on Spreaker.com. He's got let me click on this picture right here. Good Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, sir. Mammary glands. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so today I can't get distracted by looking at everybody's profile pic. But once again, let me remind you, change your profile pic if you can, fellas. If your boss ain't on your back, change your profile pic to a beautiful lady and brighten up today's Woman Wednesday here on the Doug Stewart Show. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. When we get back from the break, talk a little bit more about that baseball stuff. I'll jump in the chat room, get your thoughts. Also, quick little ranking. I've seen a couple people do it already in the chat. Quick little ranking. Give me your ranking of your favorite sports in order. As I just talked about, mine, football. Number 2, basketball. Number 3, boxing. And number 4, I guess, baseball. Give me your ranking of your sports. If I had to break it down a little bit more, number 1, college football. Number 2, the NFL. Number 3, the NBA. Number 4, boxing. And then 5, baseball. Yeah, what are your favorite sports, man? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. We'll get to that little baseball talk. The Braves struggled last night. The Lakers are bust. Lonzo Ball and the Lakers are going to happen. Shut up. Shut up. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that as well. Katie's shoes suck. We'll get into that. And Lane Kiffin making big moves down there in South Florida. All on the Doug Stewart Show today. Birthdays and entertainment. An awesome pairing is reunited in Muhammad Ali's home. We'll talk about that all today as well. In hour number 2, we call it the entertainment segment. All right. When we get back from the break, phone calls, 404-382-0338, chat messages, looking at beautiful profile pics, and a little bit more baseball talk. And the top 5 stupid unwritten rules in baseball. We'll get into that coming back on the Doug Stewart Show. And shenanigans. Don't go away.
People for no reason. This is what we have to look forward to all over the place. Look how quick, within a matter of days, they were able to go into a martial law status here in Ferguson.
I was a victim a long time ago. When Sneaker Pete used to roam the fold. I seen it then and as a kid, and now my kids see it. We need to break them down to bacon bits, them dirty peas. Killing us off like we cattle at the slaughterhouse. Come in the house is all I heard from my mama's mouth. I stayed out, me and my crew were often singled out. Late nights of green smoking at my partner house. We walked the streets trying to catch a little jewel. Popo tripping got me laying on his hot hood. I stuffed my bum between the seats of his patrol car. And all this shit over a DC-6, that's cold, boy. He could've let the brother go, that's that bullshit. Now I'm on the prayer list, straight out the pulpit. And when they threaten us, it make me wanna bullshit. And let it go in that direction, here into the lesson. Hands up, 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 don't shoot. 2 lady dead, he put his hands up, police shot him in the head, and as he fled, it was some bullshit said. SMH, I just shook my head. Whatever happened to the billy clubs and using taser? My next door neighbor didn't even have a prayer. Now he ain't able to put the food on the table. This ain't a fable. Shit real fuck cable. And from the cradle to the grave, we slaves. Get used to it. The upper hand got a loose to it. Who knew it? Officer friendly is the enemy. I grew through it, but we keep dying by their hands. I say no more. We gotta link up while we can. Got home stand. She got a peek, not the planet.